Hi there. In this video of the multi-part series, I'm going to talk about the properties of the variables inside the class, namely the private and the public members. Okay, there's one more which is called as the protected, but we are not going to talk about it right now because it is more useful when we understand about the inheritance part. So first, let's have a discussion on what these properties are. So if we have a class, let's take again the car, and we have a private member, let's say $speed, which is equal to 100, and a public member. So that something that can be. So inside this class, we're going to have two members. First is the private $speed, which we are going to exceed our legal limits, and then we are going to get a ticket for that. Right now not, but in later on when we run the program. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, let's say if 100 is the speed which is under the legal limit, and I'm going to accelerate slightly by let's say 10 kilometers per hour. So I'm going to write a function, and if you remember the last example, the way I can access the uh, object is using $this variable, and then have speed and equal to $this speed plus $speed. So I have exceeded the speed, the legal speed of that is allowed in my area. So I should get a ticket. Now how this whole scenario should happen. So I'm going to create a object of type car, and I accelerate by 10 kilometers per hour. A policeman sees me, and he can do something like this. So he cannot decrease the speed of my car because I have not exposed this variable outside the car object, but the ticket variable has been exposed, which has been set true by the policeman. So if we run this example, you can see the difference between private member and the public member. As we expected, that this is an error because we cannot access the private property of car, and that is what we attempted to do here. So we comment this out since this is not allowed, and instead what we are going to do is echo $car ticket question mark penalized colon not penalized. Let's see if we can read the value after the ticket has been made true. So we've been penalized, and that indicates the important difference between the private member and the public member. So public member can be accessed from outside the object, while a private member cannot, and it has to be accessed by the uh, functions that have the authority to change the private member. So but still, why would we keep a public member? In some scenarios where it is okay to change the value of the variable. We would be able to uh, make the member as we should be able to make the member as public, but in a scenario of the good practices of OOPS, even though the facility is provided, we should avoid it. And the reason is that it can cause many problems. So because if somebody goes and puts it as hello world, and we have no way of checking whether the whether the ticket has been uh, rightly initialized, instead of true, we got hello world. So it's better to avoid the public variables in most of the cases. Instead, use the authorized function to make the changes. So explains the difference between private and public, and also the best practices while using a class. I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.